In the 1920s, there was a thing called Prohibition, which made it very illegal to purchase, buy, or drink alcohol here in the United States. Exactly, that's when it was made. Well, that's when it was first coined. An actual nickname for moonshine was Mountain Dew, and it still is. I'm not joking. You can look it up on Google. Anyways, guys, so it did eventually lead up to moonshine, and then bootlegging alcohol. And they would use a steel kind of like this. But instead of having it in a cave, they actually had it outside. In which they did, they would alert the cops that they were to do it during daylight. Which then would kind of be called day shine, if you think about it. Then moonshine, because they would do it at night. And so by a man by the name of an evil genius by the name of Pete Willie, or Popcorn Pete, actually had the idea of making his in a cave because those natural vents I was talking about at the beginning of the tour actually filtered out some of the smoke, and as you can see, some of the stalactites up here have been turned black due to the smoke. And so once he was done making his cave shine, if you think about it, but still it's moonshine nonetheless, bootlegged alcohol. And so once he was done making it, he would take it up that 40-foot mudslide I keep referring to, and would actually drink a third of it up there. Once he did, he passed out. Again, a third of the way up there. And so once he did, he came to one day and had an epiphany. Why don't I just bring the people to the alcohol? So he made a little speakeasy down here called the Cavern. And what this had was live music, gambling, a dance floor, and even a bar somewhere over in this area, probably. And so once this was very popular enough, and so was gambling and drinking. We all know gambling and drinking don't mix, so there was a lot of bar fights. And when they weren't having a peace on them, they had gotten, yeah, exactly. Basically, it turned into a western in a cave, and we actually have found some bullets. I do not know what caliber, but I'll figure it out one day. Yeah, or 22s, you don't know. Anyway, so once there was enough bar fights down here, they eventually donned this place the name the Bloody Bucket or the Bloody Tavern due to the amounts of gunfights that happened here. And so once the cops caught wind of this, they actually came down here and raided the place. Then Popcorn Pete, being the evil genius he is, he hid in that exact hole over there. See, people back then were a lot more skinnier if you weren't Al Capone. And so once the cops left, he went out to go join them, taking out the competition. And you would think he'd have a monopoly on moonshine in Alabama, but he didn't. You might mainly hear about that monopoly in West Virginia. So, any questions, comments? All right then.